Sideshow's new Wonder Woman premium format. Let's see if she's as good as the prototype. Hey statue collectors, last month we had two releases of Superman, one from Tweeterhead and one from Sideshow. January apparently is Wonder Woman month because again we have two releases, one from Tweeterhead and one from Sideshow. The Tweeterhead piece came out pretty darn good. We had that seam at the neck which was unfortunate, but otherwise it's been received very well. People seem to really like the paint on that statue. And I think people are going to be equally happy with the Sideshow piece. There was a lot of talk about whether the portrait would look as good in the production piece as the prototype. And we'll certainly do close-ups and we'll talk about that. There aren't a lot of other topics of discussion or controversies about this piece. Some people think that have only seen pictures online that the lasso looks cheap. And we'll talk about that too. But let's just get to the close-ups. Hey statue collectors, let's get right into the close-ups on this one. I know you guys are anxious to see this. And the big concern was the portrait. Whether or not the portrait would match the prototype or not. And I was very concerned. I did see this piece in San Diego and I thought it looked pretty darn good, but you know, a lot of people say that the pieces we see at conventions are done by Sideshow's painters and perhaps they look a lot better than what we're going to get from the factory, so I wasn't sure. Today, some pictures were posted by someone on Facebook of the one that they'd received, and while people on the message boards seemed to be happy with those pictures, I was a little bit nervous. They didn't look all that great to me. But as you can see, she actually looks really good. My main concern was that it seemed that she had lost some of the softness that she had in the prototype. I mean, obviously she's got a very determined expression. It's kind of a come at me expression. But I felt like the prototype had also kind of a soft, really beautiful quality to it. But now that I have it in hand, that's still there. She still has that just kind of extraordinarily beautiful look that we expect from her, but also that kind of fierce, determined look. So I'm very happy with the portrait. It's really, really, really nice. See how close I can get here. Very pretty. The lasso, a lot of people have expressed concern that the lasso looks cheap. You know, it's actually, when you touch it, it's very sturdy, extremely bendable. It is not, you know, very loose like it might look. You can do whatever you want with this as far as bending it into whatever shape you like. I think it actually looks maybe better in person than it has looked in the photos. This, of course, is the regular configuration without the skirt. And I think what really impresses me with this piece is the musculature that Will Harbottle has brought to this sculpt. There's just a real authenticity to it. It's really, really nice. Bring this back and I'll spin it a little bit. Pretty easy to assemble. The only thing that's a little bit tricky is the sword and shield that go into the back, because as you can see, you kind of have to bring it up under her hair, so be very gentle. But once you get that magnet close to the key, it snaps in pretty good. Some people may choose not to display it with the sword and the shield. If you are displaying it in a way where you're only seeing her from the front, that would work. You could do that. But if you want to be able to spin her around, or if you have a shelving unit that's mirrored in the back, you might not want to see that rather large hole in her back. The boots look really cool. And I'm going to show you the light up feature in a minute or two. I'm not close to a plug here, so I can't do it right here. Try to give you a close-up of the hands. Some people think that she has giant man hands. I don't know. They look okay to me. They look like a warrior's hands should look. Give you a rear view from the top. She's about 21.5 inches tall. That's to the top of her hand. I don't believe I have any defects on mine, which is really nice. I had a chip out of the base on my Superman premium format last month. And then of course we had the problems with the tweeter head Superman that came last month as well. So it's nice to get a piece that I'm not going to have to call Sideshow about and say, hey, I need a replacement. By the way, I did get a replacement of the Superman. That came just the other day, and so I'm happy to have a perfect Superman and now Wonder Woman. They look really good together. I did not buy the new Batman premium format. It's just not my Batman. So I'm going to keep the original Batman premium format to couple with these two guys. All right, I'm going to show you the other configuration, the exclusive. Here's the exclusive. It's just the skirt. The whole piece separates at the waist so that you can put the skirt there. I haven't decided how I'm going to display her, whether with or without the skirt. Either way, it looks really nice. But you can see the paint is really good throughout the entire statue. The flesh tones are great. I'm not seeing any overspray. Really nice. I keep focusing in on that portrait. That's the real winner of this piece. All right, let's take a look at the light up feature. Okay, here's the light up feature. And I think it looks kind of awesome. The way the lights flicker. I think it's really sharp. And I'll show you with the lights off. I'm not sure how often I'll use it, but it's a cool option, especially if you're showing off the piece. Very cool. I thought you guys might like to see her without the sword and shield on the back, so you can see just what you're dealing with if you don't want to display them. And that's what you got. So the hair does not cover it. But, you know, if you're displaying this in a manner, like I said, where you're not seeing her back, then this would be a worthy option. Let me spin around. You can see what it looks like without the shield. Without the shield, you also don't have the leather strap across her chest. So it's absolutely a display option. It would be for me. I don't think I'm going to see her back very often the way I'm displaying it. And you know, it occurred to me, you know, I said earlier, be careful when you put on the sword and shield, because you have to slip it under her hair. The obvious solution to that is to put it on first, of course, and then to put the portrait on top. That is going to be a much better way to do it, less danger of breakage if you put the portrait on after you put on the sword and the shield. So I have to admit, I'm pleasantly surprised. I thought I was going to be disappointed based on pictures I've seen. There have been some comparison shots that someone put together of the prototype and of the production piece side by side. And there did appear to be a loss in, like I said, that softness that she had in the prototype. But taking her out of the box, it's one of my favorite female portraits. I'm not sure if I'd say it's as good as the most recent Red Sonja, which I think is probably the best example of a production piece matching a prototype, but it's pretty darn close. And I don't think that there is a Wonder Woman portrait that I like better than this one. Maybe, you know, one of the Gal Gadot portraits, the Wonder Woman on horse, maybe. But this is a really, really nice portrait. And as much as I dislike the fact that prices keep escalating, it seems with every statue, this seems to me to be a really good value for the money. And so if you do have this on pre-order or you're thinking about it, I think you're going to be very, very pleased. I'm more pleased than I expected. So let me know what you guys think. Please comment, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you on Facebook. I'll see you on the message boards. Have a really great weekend and enjoy Wonder Woman.